So far we've discovered how Hinduism, and with the next 500-year emergence of Judaism, have both fit within the context of Symbiotic Panentheism. Reading from the volume of Book 3 in the series, Stepping Up to the Creator by Daniel J. Shepard, we read the religious matrix section of the book. Now entering the matrix of Buddhism, which has emerged another 500 years plus to reach 500 BC. Buddhism. What new concept has Buddhism firmly established within the East? One must address oneself to the elimination of suffering. It is the focus of the elimination of suffering that is within the Buddhist philosophical framework. What does the conceptual framework of Buddhism have to offer us? Buddhism, the key to the problem of salvation and enlightenment, and its focus is on enlightenment, not just salvation, is the presence of suffering. Misery, pain, or suffering is not merely one among many other equally prominent features of experience. It is its chief and overriding feature, and all other aspects of experience also contain suffering. If one is to experience enlightenment, then one must address oneself to the elimination of suffering. Dictionary of Philosophy and Religion, William L. Rees, page 134. Now, we are to find that suffering, the toleration, or even the idea of just enduring injury, pain, or death is something we as individuals, that we as a species are to commit ourselves to eliminating. But why would such a commitment to be so important to us as individuals and as a species that we would need to center ourselves around such an action? As we progress in this journey, the answer will become obvious. For now, however, let us just say that the generality being stressed with this type of commitment is that you, quote unquote, are as important as the rest of your fellow humans, fellow souls. Presidents or kings located here on earth or in the heavens. Three major ideas are being stressed here. One, suffering is not to be ignored. Suffering is not a necessity. Two, your suffering is no more important than that of another. And three, we all have equal importance in the scheme of things. The Buddhist concept does not stipulate that you are to address just the elimination of your suffering. Buddhism states that one is to address the elimination of suffering, period. This statement does not imply the suffering of others is more significant than yours, nor does it imply the reverse, that your suffering is more significant than others. The concept being addressed is all suffering being endured by others as well as by yourself must be attended to. What does the conceptual framework of Buddhism imply about the universe within which we live? Buddhism introduced the concept that although suffering may be a natural occurrence in our universe, it does not need to be tolerated. But suffering has always been with us, perhaps, but the key word here is has. To say that we can totally eliminate suffering is perhaps unreasonable, but to say that we are capable of addressing suffering is in the hopes of eliminating a large share of it is not. The universe is a big place, and we have a long way to go before we even come close to having introduced our influence into her furthest corners. And just what influence is it we wish to impart upon our universe? What better influence than the concept of making the universe a better place? A place with less suffering and pain? Do we not understand that as we travel the universe, as we step into a region of space new to us, we leave a seed planted forever? What seed are we implying here? We're talking about the most potent seed that can be planted anywhere, the seed of ideas, the seed of perceptions. Presently, the only seed, or the majority of seed we have to sow, is the seed of superiority, the seed that man was made in the image of God, and the image of God created he man. The concept we are poised to spread is that we, not other life forms, are God's creatures. Our understanding as to why this may not be true opens our behavior to new possibilities. Without a new perception regarding the significance of other life forms located throughout the universe, we may spread throughout the heavens the abuse and suffering relative worth generates. Relative worth is the idea that one person or life form has more value than another. And that could probably go into the realm of religion as well. One religion has more value over another. That would be a high form of religious exclusivism, which is common to at least 3 of the major world traditions. To bring to the rest of the universe the recognition of relative worth opens up the universe to the idea that the strong should dominate the weak, the idea that to the winner go the spoils. But the significance of the Buddhist stance, the significance of accepting the idea, we must commit ourselves to addressing the suffering that exists, commits us to respect other life forms and environments in the heavens as well as our own. At the same time, it provides the rationale upon which we can argue that others in the heavens should do the same for us.